Hey guys, are you hearing this sound? Well, stay tuned because we're going to talk about it and what might be causing it. It's not your battery, and I'm going to talk to you about it today on Drew's Quick Fixes and Hacks. Hit that subscribe button and get notifications, and enjoy the video. Thanks. Okay guys, so that is the sound of horror there. If you're hearing that scratchy sound and your car is not starting, it's scary because you don't know what it could be, and it's not your battery. If you're hearing it crank like that, it's not your battery, okay? But if you continue to crank it like that too much, your battery can go dead. So you have to be careful, and you can also, sometimes mess your engine up a little bit if there's something going on in there. You don't want to keep starting, but you do want to give a decent effort to start. So let's go through a couple steps you could do if this is going on. First thing you want to do, if you need to start the car, absolutely, there's your gas pedal, okay? So when you're starting the car like that, and you hear that sound, pump your gas pedal a little bit. Hear how it's trying? Okay? Then pump it a little bit after. Get some fuel flowing through there, okay? And this isn't going to solve the problem. This will get your car started. Hear it starting? Nope, still got a problem. So basically, I'm not going to stress it. I do know how to start my truck if I need to, okay? But I'm not going to stress it today because I've got to work on this and look into this because I don't want to hurt the truck. So, because you can, it's just not good to keep pounding your pedal like that and it's not cranking. So what's going on here, okay? Well, usually when you hear a sound like that, and in my particular case, I'm about 90% positive, it is an issue with my fuel. So there's something going on with my gas because I just started the car a minute ago, believe it or not, for another video I did for you guys. Okay, so first thing you're going to want to check or have checked is replacing the fuel filter. On most cars, it's in an easy to reach place, and it usually shouldn't cost that much. Now, I may try to do it myself, or you can take it to an automotive place. The only problem is if they know your car's doing something like that and you have your car towed in, you're in the hands of a mechanic. And if you don't know that mechanic or trust them, they could say anything from you need a new head gasket to you need just a lot of stuff that can be very expensive when your car won't start like that and it's making that scratchy sound because your battery works if it's doing that. So guys, but in this case, let's go over one of the steps. Pretty sure that it's a fuel issue. So that can be a lot of things. That can be your fuel injectors. It can be your fuel filter. Like in my case, you could have water in your gas. You could have an issue with the actual head gasket. Sometimes that is a case, although a lot of times you got to be sure about that. Usually if you've got a problem with your head gasket, there will be oil or there'll be coolant in your oil and it'll be a grayish color. So let's look at the oil here and we can confirm that that's not a grayish color, okay? So it's not leaking coolant into the oil. That's a good thing, okay? I'm happy about that. If you see a gray color to your oil, you better look on the internet and talk to some people. Maybe go to, take your other car and go to the auto parts store because that's not a good thing. Okay, so, and head gaskets do go out and it can be expensive because you actually have to take your engine apart. So the labor for that is intensive. I think it's 6 or 7 hours labor. I'm not 100% sure on that. But anyway, so another situation it could be with that, it could be you have to replace your spark plugs. Now here's a spark plug down here. That can mean that they're not firing properly or they've got a little bit of wear on them. So if your car is cranking like that intermittently, a spark plug sparks the fuel. It makes a little spark every time the fuel injectors squirt fuel into your car. So if those spark plugs are not making a spark, there's I think that in this one it's 6. I think this is a 6-cylinder. I should know, right, with my truck, but I don't. Anyway, there's a certain amount of cylinders, and each cylinder has a spark plug that squirts, that sparks when you squirt fuel in. It makes an explosion every time, and then that's what that moving is when you're driving, and that explosion keeps the motor running. So, trying to talk to you guys like a person and not a mechanic. But so anyway, so have your spark plugs checked. That could also be something you need done. And then you've got your distributor back here on the Chevy Tahoe. and it can also be something related to that. So these are just a couple things, but it is a really bad situation when your car won't start and you hear that scratchy sound, because that just opens the door to everything else. So if your car doesn't start and you don't hear any sound at all, I've done this before in another video, that's a dead battery. You don't hear anything. It can also be a bad starter. Okay, so a bad starter, you're gonna have your power windows working. Keep that in mind. I've talked about that in other videos. If your car doesn't start and you hear no sound, you want to make sure your battery works. Put your power windows up 10 times. If your power windows are still working after 5 or 10 times, you know it's not your battery, because your power windows take a lot of power. So, but anyway, yeah, so this is sort of a continuation. I've got a lot of videos on car won't start. So guys, I'm going to make a playlist of these, and you can kind of sort through them and see if any of them help. I feel for you right now. If you're hearing that sound, I'm not too worried about it on this Chevy Tahoe, because I'm pretty sure it's a fuel issue. So you can also put something in your car called seafoam, and seafoam, if you have water in your gas, seafoam will actually, you put it in your gas tank. That will, you open it up, you actually put it in there. I've got another video on that. That can get water out of your gas. It's like an alcohol concentrate that dissolves water or something like that. Not sure how it works. But so anyway, I've probably got some crud in my gas, in my tank, and it's sucking it in. So I can update you guys later, but never a good thing when your car's doing that. That is the number 4, if you saw my other video on top 5 reasons car won't start, and it's a scary thing. You're welcome to try to ask me questions. I am not a mechanic. I just work on my own cars, and I took a class at a community college that helped me for the rest of my life. I spent 4 months in that class, about $300, $400 at my local community college. And I took it in the evenings, and that class has saved me thousands of dollars over the years, because I knew what was wrong with my car before I took it to a mechanic. If you know what's wrong before you go to a mechanic, it's really hard for them to rip you off unless they sabotage your car in another way. Okay, guys. Well, this is Drew with Drew's Quick Fixes and Hacks. Thank you, new subscribers. Thank you if you watched this video all the way to the end. Feel free to comment and let me know you're a new subscriber. And I hope this helps you out. Like I said, I'm also going to have some videos that you're probably looking at right now towards the end of this video that might help you out if you're having an issue with your car starting. So click on one of those videos, and also click that subscribe button, and hopefully we'll get your car running and figure out what's going on. Thanks for watching, guys.